Hello everyone, welcome to the recording for IS323 Week 1. This is the technology late policy. You have 7-day grace period that you can turn in work late, but there will be a 20% late penalty. Anything turned in after the 7 days will receive a 0. There are exceptions, but they're extreme, and you would have to notify me in advance and provide documentation. This does not apply to the discussions. They are part of the attendance, therefore you cannot turn those in late under any circumstances. I wanted to go over a little bit about APA formatting, which I do require for the discussions. If it's a website, you're going to do author, date of publication, or ND if no date is given, and it's a small ND, but this particular template does everything in caps. Then you want the title, and usually the title is shown on the tab, and then the retrieved on URL. You want to give the full URL so that I can go there and read the article. If there's no author, then you would give the title of the page, which again I told you was on the usually on the tab, and not the site title. If no date is given, you would use ND, or you would use the date that the article was either posted or updated. Not the copyright at the bottom. You want something that refers to when the article was submitted. And then the retrieved on date. So the date that you access the material, and then the URL. You need to give the full URL so that I can go and see that reference. And you must have in-text citation within your post, which tells me what information came from your reference. So if it's the first one, it'd be author, year, or author ND. If you don't have an author, it'd be page title, comma, year, or page title ND. Now, if you're using the book as your reference, then the in-text citation would be author, year, or author's year. And then if you have a direct quote, you would have a comma, P period, and the page number. You do need to include quotes around anything that you directly quote. Please don't turn in a whole post that's directly quoted from a site, though. Okay, that's why I said this before. You need to use the page title, not the site title. So, for instance, Microsoft.com is a website title, it's the title of the site, not the title of the page. So these are the acceptable references for the book. This is for the ebook, and this is for the print book, and then the acceptable in-text citation for each. So, and then I gave you the results, the requirements for a print book or an ebook. Now you can find these also in the HU APA tip sheet, which is found in the library under citation, formatting and citation. So the discussion for this week, or the reading, is tutorial 1, getting started with HTML5, and the week 1 discussion is due, the initial post is due on Wednesday by 11:59 p.m. and you have 3 questions in the topic. I think it's only actually 2 questions, but you're to respond to that whole topic. And then you need at least 200 words in the initial post. You should also check for spelling and grammar. The easiest way to do that is to type it into Word and then copy and paste it into the message box using, you can do Control V as in Victor to paste it in there. 3 replies to other students with at least 100 words are due on Sunday. At least 1 APA reference with in-text citation is required in each initial post. So the reference would be at the bottom and the in-text citation would be within your post. The week 1 assignment is due Sunday by 11:59 p.m. You need to install Visual Studio Code and complete the Mastering Case Problem 2 from Tutorial 1 on page 76 in your textbook. Files need to be for the assignment are attached to the assignment. So for steps 1 and 2, you need to fill in the document head, which is this part, and then for 2 you're going to put your name, or this is 1, I think, put your name and the date, and then this is 2. Now everything it tells you to add, the header, the article, the aside, nav, and footer go between the body tags. Now I gave you examples, but I didn't give you the whole code. That's up to you, but I just wanted you to see how the tag looks to begin with. So this is 3 and 4, and this is 5 and 6. So this is the article, this is the header, and then 7 and 8 is the aside, and it talks about the subtab, and that would be in this code here. Then steps 9 and 10 is for the nav section. So you need all of this part, and of course you'd have to complete the last part of the code over here. Then steps 11 and 12 are for the footer. And you see after the footer is the end of the body. So if you go back over here, the body ends in then HTML. And that's what you have. The body ends and then you have your ending in HTML. And you just put them in the order that they're asked you to do. So you start with header. In the body section, header, article, aside, nav, and footer. And that's basically how you'll do that. Now the week 1 quiz is due Sunday by 11:59 p.m. and it may be only taken once, and there are no retakes or corrections or anything like that. So know the difference between a LAN and a WAN. That's on page 4. The markup language introduced in the 1980s was SGML for Standard Generalized Markup Language. Know where the exact appearance of each page is described, page 32. Know the type of tag used for an element that contains text or another element. That's on page 11. Know how closing tags are identified. That's on page 9. Know the difference between the head element and the body element. That's on page 10. Know what is shown on the browser's title bar or on the browser's tab page. That's on page 15. The syntax to mark a heading element is HN content HN. And again, it would not be with caps. It's just that this particular template uses caps on everything, so you would need to look, have those not capitalized. So know the element used for an ordered list. That's page 47. What break is placed within grouping elements such as paragraphs or headings? That's page 38. Know what marks major topic change within a section, page 38. Know what associates each associates each symbol from the character set with a numeric value called the numeric character reference That's on page 33. Know the character entity reference for the copyright symbol, page 33. Know what web pages are, page 5. Know what HTML is composed of, that's page 12. Know what ordered lists are and are used for, that's page 47. Know what text level elements are, page 28. Modernizer is a free, open source, MIT licensed JavaScript library of functions that provides support for many HTML5 elements and for the newest CSS styles. That's all I have for this week. If you have any questions, please let me know.